It is 10 o'clock. I am on my cell phone, so I can't see anything because I can't get my laptop to work.
Okay.
I don't even have a paper in front of me for.
I
Can you
can
see?
lean in and take off my glasses if to start roll call, if that would be helpful.
Yes. Could someone do the roll call for me? Because I
Okay.
can't see anybody.
Debbie Craig,
Present.
thank you. Smitty,
Present.
MJ,
Present.
Jackie,
Present.
Jean Marie,
Present.
John,
Present.
Councilor Chakoudas,
Present.
myself, Megan Simpson Best.
All right. Debbie, I have a favor since Pam's not here. Is there any way you could take some notes for us?
Sure.
I appreciate. Sorry to throw this on you last minute. It's one of those rainy mornings that I'm very unorganized. All right, so we're just going to go right into it. We
Okay.
have the director's report. It's all Megan.
All righty. So the Lynn Senior Center continues to move in the right direction. Although we are under construction, we've been able to preserve our core programming and events with minimum disruptions. This includes our monthly presentations from the public health, our groups and clubs, including Garden Club, Decor Club, and Game Club. And I'm very excited to share that we just purchased a membership to Lynn TV for the Senior Center, and
Yes.
that will help start our photo club. We are continuing our core social activities, which is bingo twice a week, 3 outings a month, including the second Thursday of a month to a casino, out to lunch, and a local venue. And we continue to have our supper club the second Tuesday of the month, and we celebrate birthdays the last Friday of the month here. Any thoughts on that? Questions? Okay. The membership at the Senior Center continues to grow, and I'd like to share our enrollment process with everyone just so everybody understands how and why we do what we do. People have to come down to the Senior Center to register as a senior in our center. They come down, they do some paperwork, they get a walkthrough. We explain to them our standards of independence. And if they would like to utilize our transportation for pickup and drop off, they need to be assessed by the driver and either Tanya and myself, just to ensure that the person can get up in the vehicles, they can buckle themselves, and that they understand the safety issues, the safety mechanism we have to support our driver. Okay. And these include people making sure that they can buckle their seatbelt, understanding that there's no eating and drinking in the vehicle, there's no smoking, there's no vaping, no loud conversations while the driver's driving. If people have an emergency call, they can take it on their cell phone. And clearly, we do not allow the use of profanity or fighting in our vehicles. If somebody is unable to adhere to those standards, they would lose transportation from the center for a week. And if they had a second offense, we would need to sit down and determine if they would just simply not be able to utilize our transportation, because those are all significant safety issues.
All right. Megan, are we having any issues with transportation with?
Well, we have a volunteer driver who is helping us out, Greg, and we very much appreciate it. But there was an incident a little while ago where we had to tell somebody that they could not use our transportation for a week because they were verbally accosting our driver. They were really loud. And it was disruptive not only to the driver, but to the other seniors that were in the vehicle.
Okay. But you have it under control. You have it. Okay.
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And in terms of the registration for the Senior Center, I am part of a group of directors for COAs that are on the North Shore. And their sign-in policy and registration policy is the same that we have here at the center, that people have to come down first and meet with us in order to sign up. You can't just call on the phone and say, I'm Mary Jane, I'm 60 years old, I live in Lynn, and I want to sign up. We have to be able to see you. We have to be able to explain our policies and procedures. You have to complete paperwork saying that you acknowledge that you understand these policies and procedures. And after that, then you're welcome to be part of the senior center. You need to make sure that you meet the standards of independence, because somebody can call me and just say, again, I'm Mary Jane and I'd like to come down, but they may come down and they may require a higher level of assistance and support than we can offer as a senior center and as a city department. We are not a medical day program, and we've had some issues with people showing up at the center that are in different stages of dementia and Alzheimer's, and they're coming with their staff person and thinking that this is an environment that can hold and support them. And some of these individuals are displaying behaviors that are disruptive to the center by yelling out, and just kind of the illness has taken over them and they're not able to control what comes out of their mouth and their movements and such. So I just want to be clear that is the expectation for the center. We want more seniors. I mean, we're kind of busting at the seams right now, to be honest, until we, move to the second floor. But we welcome Lynn seniors to come down and to engage with us.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yes, John.
Regarding the safety issue and the health problem that some of the new additions are having, do we have something in place whereby before a senior citizen is registered or come on board, they provide a certificate of wellness from their doctor?
No. The only certificate of wellness that is required from a doctor is to participate in our exercise program that is actually a GLIS exercise program, which is called SAIL. And people need to have their doctor sign a waiver and a statement saying that they are well enough to participate in that. But no, that has never been brought to my attention. And I don't think that they have those at other centers, but I can check on my next regional meeting. So we're not saying come and prove to us, but I don't want your physical so you can come to camp at the center.
Yeah,
I just want to know that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
You're right. So that way we don't have to go through this trouble that you guys are enduring or accommodating, from new additions and then all the old ones. And that protects you and protects the center and the integrity of the center as well.
All right, I will talk to Lisa about that in public health to see.
Yes.
Because again, right now it's just physically coming down and having a conversation and walking through and getting assessed on the vehicle.
Okay.
So it's not very invasive.
But Megan,
Yes.
as far as the doctors getting the doctor's signature, that can be difficult for some people because it takes me months even to appointment with my PCP.
I can totally respect that. Doctors are backed up, and right now that is not a requirement to come to the center at all.
Oh, okay.
This is a suggestion that John's making that I will explore with Lisa, but right now that is not a requirement at all. You need to come down and register in person, complete our waivers and our standards of independence, and be assessed if you want to use our transportation to be able to get on and off safely, to buckle up, and to understand that if you are not adhering to the standards, what the process would be, that 1 week suspension, and then a review to see if you're able to come back on, or do we just need to not provide you with transportation to ensure the safety of the driver and the other seniors that are in the vehicle.
I understand that, but I was talking even about the exercise program.
So the SAIL exercise program, people have to do that to comply with the GLIS requirement to participate in that program. And we have a lot of seniors that have gotten that signature from their doctors to participate. Smitty, did you have a question?
Yeah, here, our exercise equipment, we have to have a doctor's permission.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate you bringing that up. And I believe that when we open the second floor and have an exercise room, we're going to have develop some form with the legal department that says that people understand that they're using this equipment at their own risk. Because somebody could be on a treadmill and they could fall, and the city shouldn't be held liable for that. So I'm going to talk to legal about that and work on that. And maybe you can give me a copy of what people have to sign off in your building as a starting block for that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the center. That's what we're doing.
All right. Anybody have any other questions for Megan? No? All right. All right. Next on your agenda.
Upcoming activities. Yes. We've been so busy. So we had holiday crafts on the 6th, the 20th, and we are going to also do holiday crafts on the 6th and the 20th. We're going to do poinsettia trivia on the 12th. We have updated our registration for seniors. We did an update day where they met with the staff, just confirmed their address. And some people, we tried to update their pictures in the My Senior Center. And I'm a big advocate for that because I'm a visual learner. So I want to see your name and your picture together. So we're working on getting all of our seniors' pictures into the My Senior Center. We continue to have the Jedi Tech Support Program. And we continue to go to the food pantry every Thursday here at the center. Every Tuesday and Thursday, there are 2 sessions of sale, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. And that is an exercise program through Gliss with Rosemary. And that is the one that people have to have their doctor sign off and they sign a waiver. That's a fabulous program. We have Art with Sunil on Thursday. And we have cheer yoga every Tuesday. The cheer yoga is a wonderful class and it is very, very full. So Annette is hoping that we can expand to another room soon. On the 5th of December and the 20th, we have Mass Health with Claudia, who comes down and helps give people support around their mass health. And on the 17th, we are going to have Robin, who is a caseworker at Gliss. I believe she's a manager actually, and she's got to come down to meet with people who need support from Gliss and tie them into those additional services. On the 20th, we are going to have our holiday bingo. On the 23rd, we are going to have our holiday party, which is sponsored from the Friends. They're going to do a 50-50 raffle, and they are paying for Memory Lane musical groups. And on the 31st, we are going to have a cheer yoga performance, which is going to be lovely from Annette and the group. They've been working on this, so I can't wait. They kind of hid in the room, top secret. On Christmas Eve, we are going to close early, half a day like City Hall, so people will come in and have breakfast, and we will give them to-go lunches. The trips for this month are Foxwood Casino. This was a big ask. Foxwood Casino, Applebee's, and they're taking a tour of Lynn Library.
Nice.
Presentations for this month. We had a presentation on cyber awareness that was very well received on the 3rd, and we're looking to bring that presenter back again. Public Health is doing skincare on the 19th with us. And on the 26th, there's going to be a Kwanzaa presentation here at the center. Our outside vendors are the dentist, Dr. Meany, the barber. For the first time, we are going to go down to Lynn Tech and use their salon services. And that is going to be on the 19th. So manicures, pedicures, facials here. So we're going to our seniors are going to go with our transportation. We're going to bring them down. They're going to get their services, pay those vendors directly through Lynn Tech, and then bring everybody back. So that is the month of December here at the center.
Nice.
Very busy.
Very nice.
I would like to invite the board members to come down and visit the center, not on the party day because we're already at capacity for the party, But I would
Right.
really like
That'd be nice.
people to come down and see what we do, spend a couple of hours with us at the center, and to engage with the seniors, to just kind of get the feel. I know I see MJ and I see Smitty all the time, and I see Deb all the time, and Diane Shakutis, but I'd like to, Jackie, I know that you've come down to the center and you've offered to give us some lessons on pottery, right?
Yes, but I also want to volunteer on
Okay.
Wednesday.
Good.
And but I don't want to do that. They had called me about the I guess the tax on your house.
The abatement, yes.
Talked to my husband about it. He said no, he doesn't want to do that. So how do I just sign up for
Okay, so what I'll do is I will give you my number. You'll give me a call. Right now we have Barbara handling the volunteers, and I can have her reach out to you and schedule a time for you to come in and meet with us. Volunteers are typically quarried.
Yeah.
Here at the center, just to make sure that everybody is continuing to be safe. And we can give you hours, and you can kind of tell us what areas you would like to work in, and we'll look at what areas we need you and kind of get that balance. We are starting right now with the abatement volunteers this month. So it is really helpful because we don't have a lot of staff here. So volunteers are our core. They help with the bingo, they help with the meals, the breakfast and the lunch. They help support staff when they go out on field trips. So we truly need our volunteers. And I feel like we're gonna need more volunteers once we get to the second floor, because we're always gonna have to at least have one, if not two people on the second floor when seniors are there.
Okay, thank you. So you're gonna
very welcome. I welcome you to come on down.
Jackie, I volunteer.
Oh.
Yes, MJ, you do. Absolutely.
You
Thank
know,
you, ma'am. Yes. And Deb does, and Smitty.
Megan, how many volunteers did we get from the abatement program?
I honestly can't tell you. I'd have to ask Barbara and Tanya.
That's fine. That's fine. I was just curious. So at least we're getting some.
Yes. And we're getting people who have done it before as well as new folks. Yes, MJ?
Are the newsletters ready yet for Jan?
Yes.
Oh God, we're still. Oh yeah, I didn't get a December one yet.
Okay.
At the end. Okay. Thank you.
We had a little problem getting the December ones out, but they are coming. And they are on our website, though. You could open it up.
I do that.
Okay.
I'll go to the website.
But they are coming. It was kind of a little late getting to the publisher, and then there was a holiday. Deb?
Okay.
So I just wanted to make a comment that I was not able to make it for the Thanksgiving celebration. But I know we've had discussions before about issues with food, and we were going to change that. And I heard nothing but rave reviews about the food that was served for Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much for sharing that. We were very intentional to make sure that people felt like they would be able to enjoy the food and have enough space on their plate where it's not mixed. Additionally, this year we offered take-home containers. So if you didn't finish your food, you could take it with you as opposed to just throwing it out. So I appreciate that. Jean Marie, do you have a hand up?
Yeah, I do. I met somebody this past weekend who is in the biomedical field, lives in Lynn, and is and he said he's a gerontologist. I'm not sure. I didn't know that he's a physician. Whatever. He's very eager to get involved. Shall I just make an email introduction or something with you?
Absolutely. I would greatly appreciate that.
Okay. Okay, good. Thanks.
Thank you. And John, you had given us a name a little while ago for someone who wanted to volunteer. We reached out to that person and they told us to check back in with them in January. So I just wanted to let you know that, sir.
Yeah, he reported back to me.
Okay.
He told me, yeah.
Very good.
Right.
Any other questions about the programming for the month and the half a day on Christmas Eve? Okay, so remember the bingo. We're going to have that bingo on the 20th, the holiday bingo. And I've heard there's going to be a surprise there.
All right. Any other questions for Megan?
Yeah, I do have a question. I know
Okay.
that we last met October 23rd, right? That was our last meeting. And I haven't heard anything about the Mass Council on Aging conference. Did were we represented down there?
I did not go to the MCOA conference this year. The one that's usually in October, I did not attend.
Do we typically represent there?
It's really directors and program staff go, but there's a fee to go to the conference, and I was just feeling like I was going to try to save that money since I went last year. It's about $250, $300 a day per person.
Mm-hmm. Is that something that, I mean, it would seem, because you say you're part of the council on the North Shore Senior Centers, it would seem that that would be money well spent to be able to network, to be part of the larger Council on Aging group annually. Is that something that we can support, Diana, or is that something do we feel we shouldn't make the investment?
Well, it all, like Megan said, she went last year. She is in contact with the North Shore area on a monthly basis.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that comes out of the COA budget. So like she said, she was trying not to spend it and use it for different activities in the senior center. So maybe it's something we could plan every other year. We can find the money next year and send her. Megan, where is it? Is it local?
The most recent one was on the Cape.
Okay.
And basically it's a 3-day conference. So if you go, it behooves you to stay over. And then that's hotel expense too.
Yeah.
The one I went to last year was in Danvers, so I could just drive there, go and come back, you know.
Okay.
They are going to have an event in Holyoke, which I will probably go to through MCOA, the Massachusetts Council on Aging.
But yeah, maybe every other year or something. Yeah, maybe not every year, but it's a way of supporting the seniors, and I understand, Megan, that if you want to save the money for them, and yet if there's some tip that you get there, helps you like even create more good stuff for our seniors, then it's a good investment. But maybe something that we can think about for next year, since you couldn't go to it this year.
Yeah, and it is a balancing act, and I'm very fortunate to be part of the regional network of COA directors here on the North Shore. So it gives me a peer group to bounce ideas off and to hear information. Most of you remember the previous director, Chris Gomes. He's part of that. The Salem COA is part of that. The Swampscott COA. So, and there's a couple of others. So there is that network. And MCOA sends out emails at least once a week with resources and information. So the conference is important, and to build those relationships as well. But I still have access to a lot of information and resources from the COA, and we pay an annual membership fee for that service.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, thanks. That's all.
It's kind of steep.
How much is it?
You know what? Let me look here, because we just $4,383.
Wow, that's
That's just the membership.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why with some of the other activities they have, it does get pricey. And as you know, Lynn, we are on a tight budget, and Megan and her staff try to put 90% of that budget into the seniors.
Absolutely.
So the funding is not there for it, and maybe we can try to figure something out, but at least a networking part with the North Shore area, that is once a month. You guys are getting tips, and for other communities that I know they all don't go, but one might go to a seminar, they're going to bring back the information to you during your monthly meetings. I think that's what you guys usually do, correct?
Absolutely. And I try to reach out for resources that don't cost us. So the Tech Navigator, the JEDI program, we're not paying for that. And that is a wonderful service. before we had Andre doing that, we had a student from Lynn Tech that we were paying through our grant money. So now we're able to do something else with that technology money as a way to support. So my first round is always trying to find low cost or no cost events, and then being very intentional on where we put our money, because we don't have a lot, and we like every other city department have to, you know, tighten our belts and be conscious of where we're spending our money and how we're using that to support our seniors. Yeah.
Okay, great, thanks. Thank you.
Right. Any other questions for Megan? All right.
Hi, MJ.
How is the hiring coming along with, there's a couple of other positions that need to be filled, right? How's the hiring status coming?
I'm not aware of other positions that need to be filled. I feel like
they're all full?
Right, yes. We have a full-time program manager, we have a full-time outreach coordinator, we have a full-time head clerk, we have a full-time driver, a full-time director, a full-time kitchen coordinator, and an additional
kitchen
staff.
Coordinator. All right, good.
You got me excited there. I'm thinking, oh, somebody didn't tell me something.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely, not a problem.
All right.
I have a budget report. I know I was asked at the last meeting to give a breakdown, so I do have a breakdown on where our funds have been going. So this is from July to November 30th. We have spent $5,159.23 on outside professionals. That is the barber, the manicure, the pedicures, and for our all-time favorite, the chair yoga instructor. We have spent $5,825 on transportation. We have spent $2,099.22 on what we call Operation Senior Center. That is the supplies we need for the kitchen, the plates, the napkins, the forks, the spoons, as well as our internet access and our cell phones. So that's Comcast, Verizon as well.
Okay.
Office supplies are $351.89. Again, this is since July to the 30th of November. Subscription and dues. We've paid $4,508. So $125 was to buy the membership to Lynn TV, and it was $4,383 for MCOA membership. We have spent $1,393 on petty cash. Those are basically pizza parties and some bingo stuff. And for salary, we have spent $5,593.15. And as MJ alluded to, we've just hired our kitchen coordinator, so we are very excited about that.
Nice.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions on her financial report?
I see Smitty's hand. Yes, Smitty? Oh, and then Deb. Smitty?
You have a time frame of when the kitchen's gonna open?
So phase one was supposed to be completed. The contractor's running a little behind. I was told by the end of this month. So I think it's fair to say by January 15th.
Okay, I have people asking me this.
Yeah. We miss our kitchen immensely. All right, Deb, did you have a question for me?
Yes, I just, so some mornings I've noticed that we sometimes run out of supplies because we didn't get a delivery on time, whatever reason. So somebody will go out and purchase what we need. Does that come with petty cash?
That comes through petty cash. So what happens is, because we serve breakfast here, we use a bulk order. And when the bulk order doesn't come in, or there's delay in the processing of the bulk order, or they don't have the food to send us, then we're running out to BJ's to get milk, to get croissants, to get muffins. And that comes out of our petty cash. Usually the way it's supposed to be is we just order the bulk order stuff and they provide it to us, but that has not been the case lately. So that's why we're running into these problems of having to run out and get orange juice and milk and breakfast supplies. So that is coming out of our petty cash, and that is typically not an expense that we incur. So that's kind of, you know, using money that wasn't really planned for that purpose.
Right. Thank you.
Surely.
For outside vendors, the 5,000 whatever for outside vendors, are those vendors then that are then also paid by the seniors, or are those vendors paid for services that are given to the seniors?
The chair yoga person, she is just paid by the senior center. The barber is paid by the center and from the seniors. The massage, the manicure, pedicure, massage, that was also the case. We are no longer providing those services at the center. So now those services are going to be to Lynn Tech, and seniors will pay the students at Lynn Tech directly, and the senior center will continue to pay Annette for the services she directly provides for our seniors by doing the chair yoga class.
Got it. And then another question regarding the $5,593 for salaries. That's not a lot of money. So obviously that's not for too many salaries, right?
Right, because we have been understaffed for a while, and this is just the number from July to November, but we were down 2.5 staff or 2 staff. So that number is going to go up immensely.
Okay. Thanks.
Who does the is the cleaning through for the senior center through the city?
Yes, that is not part of our budget. We're a city department, so Complete Cleaning does an amazing job, and the city takes that.
Any other questions for Megan? No.
I have my hand up before. I wanted to ask about the salary.
Yes.
But Deborah already, Marie has already asked about it.
Yes.
All right. Is Joan on here or no?
No.
Does anybody have the Friends report today or no? Okay. We'll get that from her for the next meeting then. All right, so next on the agenda, we have new and old business. So construction in the space, basically, we know they're a little behind, so we're hoping for January for the phase 1. Have you been back there, Megan? I was on vacation and I haven't been down there, so is it looking better than we thought?
It is looking good. I do have some concerns that I will share with Lisa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, next on the agenda is staff needs. I know when you brought that up, you're in need for volunteers. Maybe we could do a list for the Council on Aging. Come January, when everything's calmed down, maybe the board, they can pick a day, whether it's every other week or whenever, and pick a day with you and volunteer for a few hours. Maybe we'll do a little sign-up sheet and see when people can spend more time down there.
That would be really nice. I think it would be nice for the seniors as well as the board members to really get the feel of the center.
Just to see what's going on, the everyday activity. Because when we go down there, it looks great. They're having fun, but I've personally been down there when there's been issues, medical issues. So it's not all fun and games every day down there. You guys you're doing a little bit of everybody's work. You become nurse, you be a little bit of everything. So maybe it'd be nice for the board to see what actually goes on down there.
Yeah, I think it would be.
All right, so we'll work on that for volunteers.
Okay.
Outreach proposals.
I'm not sure what that is.
I wasn't. That must have been one of Pam's. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Not sure if that was something through Mass Senior Action, if they have something going on that outreach program. So we'll check with that.
Okay.
Sign up events community. I know I lagged on that. I am working on that now. I'm going to be calling a few of the board members for some help. Jackie, you volunteered, so you're getting a phone call soon.
Okay, so what I read this is I know that Pam had shared that people wanted to just be able to call and come down, to call and register for events.
Yeah.
But as I talked about at the beginning of the meeting, that's really not the process for any senior center. You need to come down and do the walkthrough, get to know us, have us get to know you. And when we open up for registration for the events, it's the first of the month, the first Monday. So people need to be here in person, because you can call on the phone, but staff is probably not going to be able to take that call. So it just doesn't make sense. Just come on down, sign up, and then, have breakfast with us, hang out with us for the day.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions or concerns? I was thinking, I know the next meeting, it's going to be January. I know a lot, January, February, we used to do Zoom a lot just because of the weather. I just want to get the feel from everybody on this board if you want to continue Zoom for January and February in case there is bad weather with some of the seniors trying to get to the senior center or any of us trying to drive down there. What is the feel on everybody regarding that?
No snow this year, lack of interest.
I feel the same. I think it should go forward that way, yes. Because we don't know how the weather's going to be.
Yeah. Okay. How's everybody else? Is everybody else okay with Zoom for January and February? But
Yes.
we'll do Zoom, but if we do if the kitchen is finished and we look at the weather forecast, we can have the Council on Aging go down for a tour just to see it also. Right. It's not as if you can't go to the senior center.
Right.
I can't predict the weather, and if it's icy one morning, we don't want people trying to get out and drive that. We're planning on going to the senior center that day. So does that sound good to everybody?
Looks like Deb wants to say something.
So
okay.
I think we also have a concern of that we're not sure when we will actually have a space to hold the meeting.
Yeah, that's true. All
yes,
right.
The cafe is not going to have a door that closes. That's going to be an open
space. Area. Okay.
But I have stressed with the powers to be that we are going to need a large conference room, and that the Friends also need enough space to meet and have their meetings too. So that's been put out on the table, and I'm asking them to take that into consideration when they do the design for the second floor.
Okay. So Smitty, you're all right with Zoom?
Yep.
MJ, you're all set. Jackie, are you okay with Zoom for January and February?
Yes.
Okay. Jean Marie, how do you feel about that?
Sure, I'm fine. And normally I'm off camera, or I'm on camera, but I'm sick with COVID, so that's why.
Oh no.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I hope you feel better.
Feel better, feel better, huh?
John, how do you feel about Zoom for January and February?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
You're good with it. Okay. Thank you. So we'll continue our next meeting the third Wednesday. I don't have a calendar in front of me. Pam will send out the information. But like, again, if I said, if the kitchen area is done and we do want to get together and just do a tour, we can do that as long as we look at the weather and it's a nice day. We can go down there and take a tour of what has been completed.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions or concerns?
Pam will be Zooming from Puerto Rico next meeting.
Yeah, okay. That's right. Yep. So, all right, everyone. Well, I just want to wish everyone happy holidays.
Do you want to say something?
I just want to add that how appreciative I am of all the hard work that the center does do for us. They try very, very hard. They work so hard. They just work so hard. And I want to commend Megan and her entire staff and the volunteers for all. I'm just telling you, it's so good to know I have a place that I can come to, because every day I may come in happy, but it's really not. Things are going on. But when I walk in there and I see faces and people reach out, it makes you feel better. I thank you very much for everything that's going on down at the center.
Thank you, Megan. And you know what?
Thank you all for your support. Appreciate it.
And the big difference is you are there at the senior center daily, maybe not every day. So you see what's going on, you know what's happening, and it makes you feel happy, you feel comfortable. And that's what people need to know. It's a place to go get breakfast, lunch, socialize. If you want to sit by yourself, you can, but it's a safe environment. And it's a place to go if you want to play bingo, if you want to associate with other people. So coming from you, that means a lot. So people know you are there every day and you really appreciate it. And thank you, Megan, and your staff, because without you guys, we wouldn't have this.
All right. Well, I appreciate the feedback. It warms my heart, but we also need to thank the board for their support. And the friends, and the mayor, it's a big team effort that's pulling this together and making it good. And all the volunteers, my God, again, without the volunteers, we'd be in a lot of trouble. So all of those forces come together to make the senior center what it is. And I'm fortunate to be able to be part of that.
And we're glad you are there. We appreciate you. So everyone, have happy holidays, be safe, be merry, and we will see you in January.
All right. And I look forward to seeing you all down at the center soon. Thank you.
All right.